We're now joined in the studio with Mohamed El-Masri from Halder Investments to talk about the digital energy value chain. Welcome, Mohamed.
Hello, Mohamed. Thank you so much for joining us. Hello, welcome to Crypto Weekly.
Great, welcome.
Please have a seat.
So, Mohamed, you talk a lot about the digital energy value chain. Can you explain to our audience what is that value chain and what are the big trends you're seeing in that regards?
Sure. The digital energy value chain consists of the emergence between the digital economy and the energy sector, and basically captures the entire value chain from the energy source to the power generation, which is mainly entering into a utilities-like sector, and then to downstream to the data centers. And those data centers could be either for blockchain computing or AI compute. So this entire value chain is what we refer to as a digital energy infrastructure.
And if we talk about blockchain technologies overall, and you look at different sectors that will benefit from these technologies of blockchain, which sectors and industries do you think or you believe that they will take the greatest benefit of these technologies?
We've seen benefit from across the entire sector or across the entire economies when it comes to modern technology like blockchain and AI, right? And the sectors that are accelerating adoption of these technologies are flourishing in terms of optimizations and efficiencies of their operations. And I've seen a lot, and our focus is mainly on the energy infrastructure side. And we've seen a lot of adoption in the energy sector from the oil and gas space, for example, from renewables that are adopting AI for operational efficiencies, that are adopting blockchain for streamlining certain data flows, or even there's been recently pilots on blockchain for oil and gas trading on blockchain, right, to streamline the efficiencies of the entire trading process. Even ports and logistics have been adopting it when interacting with trading conglomerates, right? So this is where I see a lot of the efficiencies coming from. But of course, every other sector, such as healthcare, public or private, can manage benefits from that, even education. Right.
So when it comes to this digital energy value chain you mentioned, we obviously see a lot of the Bitcoin miners, and many of them have pivoted or added AI, ALM activity in it as well. How do you see these companies evolve over the next couple of years, and what impact do you think this will have on their valuations?
Yeah, there's been a lot of shift between the energy transition, either energy companies adopting Bitcoin mining, or even Bitcoin mining turning into energy producers, right, on the power side. So it's been across both sectors where this transition or transformation is taking place. I think on the Bitcoin mining companies, there's around 24 or 25 publicly listed Bitcoin miners around the world, and approximately $25 billion market cap across these companies, with the top 10 maybe boasting 90% of this market cap. And we've seen incredible enterprise value increase on these companies as they transformed and transitioned their business models from purely Bitcoin mining to also starting to enter into verticals such as power generation and AI computing from HPC data centers or whatnot. But the main value is not so much with the technology that you enable, it's with the infrastructure that you own. That's why companies like Hut 8 went and acquired massive power generation plants, and they now announced themselves as a power generate or digital energy infrastructure company as well. So a lot of companies now are focused on acquiring infrastructure, and we've seen that the enterprise value when using a per megawatt term, right, you're looking at $4 million a megawatt on average across the top 10 companies when you try to take enterprise value per megawatt, and it costs them anywhere between $350,000 to $500,000 per megawatt to build it. So you have more than a 10x increase in valuation when you compare this to publicly listed companies, not so much on a private transaction, right? So if you were to build this infrastructure and then list your company onto the market, these are the valuations you could expect to see, which is around $4 million a megawatt, and it costs you 10 times less to build it.
So, Mohamed, to what extent do you think that this trend is evolving here in the GCC especially? I mean, I'm using blockchain to build sustainability and to actually rely more on renewable energy.
Yes. You're using physical blockchain infrastructure to monetize energy resources that are not being monetized. For example, the region is known for its oil-rich economies, right? And they're always in the production and exploration and production of oil and gas. There is wasted energy resource. This wasted energy resource can be used and monetized through power generation to power blockchain data centers or even AI compute workloads. And this in the region has been a topic of discussion across the entire region. However, we have not seen an accelerated move towards capturing the entire digital energy value chain. But we believe that Abu Dhabi has been a pioneer in doing this in the region with the Bitcoin mining operations that are actually present today in Abu Dhabi, because they consume energy that is basically adding efficiency to the current power plants that are over there to maintain baseload requirements, right? So there's a lot of this happening, but not so much in an accelerated fashion.
And what is the biggest risk you see in the sector? Like when it comes to digital energy value chain, what is the biggest risk you think as a sector that could impact the profitability of these firms?
From a financial risk, you mean? I mean, the biggest financial risk we see is that energy prices fluctuate. So if you were as an investor on the downstream side from the data center business model, and your main OPEX or your main operational expense is really the energy source. So you need to get access to cheap, reliable, responsibly produced, clean energy resources.
Thank you so much, Mohamed, for joining us for this interview. That was Mohamed El-Masri, Holder Investments. Thank you so much.
Thank you.